No.
Good morning. Are you Edwinia Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Johnson's here, and cause numbers 24 DCCR 2151, 2152, 2153, and then there is also cause number 25 DCCR 1826. And the first three cases are all probation cases that Ms. Johnson is currently on, and there's been a motion to revoke filed in each of those. The underlying offenses are forgery, abandoning or endangering a child in the other two, and then that new offense is for robbery. Ms. Holmes filed a motion asking for me to set bonds in those three underlying motion to revoke cases. She's on deferred, but I set it for a hearing based on that underlying offense. I want to know really what's going on before I figure out an amount or if I'm going to set bond. So Ms. Holmes, I'll let you go first. You're going to call your client for the purposes of...
Yes, Sean.
Ms. Johnson, best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, you Edwina Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, how long have you been in custody at the Jefferson County Jail?
2 months and 8 days.
Okay, and you're in there because you understand that there were motions to revoke probation due to allegations that you violated probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the alleged offense of robbery is one of the underlying allegations. You're understanding of that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In which the offense date was not very long after you were placed on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We've discussed that. While you have been in custody, we've talked about you trying to wanting to get back on track with probation, and while all of this is pending, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if the judge was to set a bond, where would you be residing? You don't have to give the exact address, but would it be in Beaumont?
It was in Port Beaumont.
Okay.
Keep it order.
Okay. And you have family who have obviously reached out to me who would be supportive of you to make sure that you come to any and all court proceedings and that you do whatever is necessary, and that you understand that if you are given a bond, that there may be certain restrictive measures such as GPS monitoring, things of that sort, placed upon you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking the court to set a reasonable bonds in your cases so that you can hopefully be released and try to get back on track with probation? It doesn't seem that you got very far with starting probation because you hadn't been on it very long. Is that
Yes,
correct? Okay. And so you're asking for bonds to be set so that you can try to get back on track with that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No questions.
All right. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith?
Judge, because they're deferreds, I believe that you have to set a bond. We would request those be fairly significant bonds. The underlying offense, even though it's not with strangers, it's people that she was living with. There was an argument, it turned violent. This defendant did not live there, but she was there. She gets in on it, holds her down while they take this other person's phone, ripped it right out of her hands. So this is 1 week after she went on probation in these three cases.
Last week.
Not yet.
And obviously she doesn't understand the significance of what is being held over her head. I don't know that I would offer to keep her on probation based on that without some kind of significant cognitive treatment so that she would understand how to make better decisions. But we would request those bonds, like I said, to be significant.
So probation started in all three of these cases, October 6th of 2025. And so probation's here. And ma'am, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And so were you able to have any meetings with the defendant, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am. I met with her in October when she first got placed on probation, and then again in November. But when the offense occurred, she then reported to me when I met with her in November. And that kind of was alarming to me. And then also in November, she told me that she was in Houston. No, I'm sorry, I think that was December. She went to Houston without letting me know first. So that was also another concern. And so there may be some compliance issues with that.
Okay. Ms. Holmes?
Well, Your Honor, based being that she's on deferred, we would ask that a reasonable bond be set. I do understand the concerns of the department and the state, being that she wasn't on probation very long at all before the new alleged offense occurred. And with speaking with Ms. Johnson, she is realizing the severity of the cases that she is on probation for, and she has expressed to me that she wants to get this right and get back on track with things.
For the record, I'm reviewing at this time the probable cause in that underlying offense. Give me just a second, please. Who's taking care of your kids, Ms. Johnson?
My brothers and my sister and the boys are with their father people. Their side.
Okay. Obviously, it gives me a whole lot of concern that she was on probation for a week. Obviously, they're allegations, but they are serious, and just shows a lack of concern for being on 3 felony probations. So I am going to set bonds, but in cause number 24 DCCR 2151, I'm going to set that bond at $50,000. And then I'll go over conditions in just a minute. Cause number 24 DCCR 2152 and 2153, set each of those at $25,000. Order as a condition of bond, if it is made, that there will be a GPS monitoring device, and Ms. Johnson would be on house arrest. So I would have to know an address, who is living there, and she would be required to remain at that address other than visiting an attorney or coming to court, and be required to pay the cost of that GPS monitoring device, keep it on at all times, keep it charged at all times. Obviously have absolutely no contact or communication with Isis Martin, who I believe she's out, right? She was here yesterday. Martin sounds familiar. Anyway, and then also no contact with Harmony Boatner, and not to be at 901 Main, anywhere near that address in any of the apartments. Is that where anybody that you plan on living with lives?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you're not supposed to be, you won't be able to be obviously anywhere around there because you'll be on house arrest. But specifically, you cannot have any contact or communication with the co-defendant, with the complaining witness, or anybody that has anything to do with this. That means in person, but it also means sending messages or sending messages through other people or anything like that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get it set for an announcement on the motions in the case then.
Yes.
All right, you can go back with the bailiff.
Your Honor, I just want to say that the past was fueled by drugs and alcohol. I take complete responsibility for that. I did not know from very young when things happened in my life that it could have been, some of it could have been treated and stopped earlier if I had gotten help for my mental health. That after I received this DWI, that helped me get myself to a place that I could go into a treatment program and deal with some of those past traumas. In the past, I didn't. I medicated and drank to just forget about the pain, just numb myself out. I didn't know how else to deal with that. And when I got on my mental health meds, and I had bipolar, I have PTSD, and my mind back then was very chaotic. And I just want to say, after I had my mental health meds, I was able to go through treatment at Santa Maria in Houston, and that place really saved my life. I did extensive 90-day treatment with trauma counselors. It was a trauma-informed community there. And also, when I completed that, I worked an outpatient program, but I still lived on their facility. I went to the sex trafficking and recovery program, and I was in that for about 8 months, where I got the state paid for the counseling for trauma still. And I just worked really hard in that. I got a job while I was in there. And then once that program was over, I moved to a sober living facility in Oxford House in spring, and I worked there. And so I felt like I was strong enough to come home and do what I needed to do. And I was in the complete program for right out of here. And I'm sorry, I'm very nervous today, and I know that my past record is, like Brian said, atrocious. But you know, the things that I had to deal with within myself from when I was a little girl, those are things that you don't go to prison, even in their programs there, that you don't talk about. It's just, you just don't. And I'm asking you, please do not send me back to prison. I want to move forward. I have moved forward in my life, and this year that I've been in jail has given me more time to think and know that I am definitely headed in the right direction. I have a sponsor. I attend AA at home. I moved on with my life as far as I could with my sobriety. I mean, I knew this charge was out there. And I think I made some really good choices with my Mid-County AA friends. They've helped me a lot. And I am open to anything. I will abide by all the rules and do anything that's asked of me. And I think, I know now that I'm responsible and capable of taking care of my business and my life.
Thank you. So, Ms. Welch, Ms. Malfino probably said it yet best, and I get this often, and they don't envy my position, and this is the worst part of my job. But I worked hard to get here, and it's my job. Part of my job, it's several things, and it's to look at, obviously defendants and giving chances and things like that, but it also is about making our community safe. And I have to look back, this is your 10th DWI. It's not your 5th, it's not your 8th, it's the 10th. And while I understand the trauma that you went through, that you've been to Safe P 3 times. You've been given opportunities on probation where they were revoked. You've had opportunities while you were on parole to do what you have done now. And while I appreciate what you've done, and I think that's great, and my goal isn't to, to stop any improvement, but I can't, in my opinion, in good faith, go home tonight, look myself in the mirror and say I gave somebody on their 10th DWI, that your last sentence was for 15 years in prison. The one before that was for 10. The one before that, you've gone to another 10 year, back in 09. I mean, this goes back to the 90s. You got a 10-year sentence in 2011. While you're on parole for that one, you get another one, so they give you 15 years, and you get out and you're on parole and you do it again. The fact is, we're just lucky that you haven't killed someone in our community 9 times over, being given opportunities. I just can't do it. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find and your plea of true to the prior offense. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of driving while intoxicated. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 18 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive.